My girlfriend confessed, "You will never find better than me." I kept quiet. I'm a 28-year-old guy, and I still remember the exact moment that sentence came out of her mouth. It was a Thursday night, 9:46 p.m., in my small apartment in Columbus, Ohio. We were sitting on my old gray couch, takeout boxes of chicken lo mein, and fried rice on the coffee table. The TV playing some random Netflix show in the background, and then she said, "You will never find better than me." I did not even know how to respond. I just stared at her chopsticks, frozen halfway to my mouth. My girlfriend Amanda, 26, had this grin like she had just won something. I kept quiet, but inside my chest something cracked. To back up a little, Amanda and I had been dating for almost 2 years. We met at a friend's barbecue in June of 2023. She was funny, confident, the kind of person who walked into a room and owned it. I was more reserved, the quiet type. But somehow we clicked for the first year. Things felt good. We went on weekend trips, had matching Christmas pajamas, even talked about moving in together permanently. But somewhere around year 2, cracks started showing. She began making these little comments about how lucky it was to have her. How other guys were always hitting on her, how I could never handle someone else like her. I brushed it off at first, chalked it up to her joking. But that night when she said it so plainly, with that tone, it did not feel like a joke. It felt like a threat. "Why would you say that?" I finally asked. Amanda shrugged, stabbing a piece of chicken with her chopsticks. "Because it is true. You think you are going to find someone else who puts up with your long hours, your boring accountant talk, your whole introvert thing. Please, I am the best you will ever get. You would be lost without me." Stomach dropped. I did not fight back. I just kept quiet, but in my head, a switch flipped that night. I decided I needed to start paying attention. The first real red flag came 3 days later on Sunday, at 3:14 p.m. I was doing laundry in my building's basement, when I realized Amanda's phone had been left on the counter upstairs. I was not snooping, at least not intentionally, but it buzzed. The screen lit up with a preview of a text. "Cannot wait to see you tonight." The name above it was Jake Gym. I froze. I knew who Jake was. He was a trainer at her gym. Maybe 31, tall, muscular, the type of guy who flexes every chance he gets. Amanda had mentioned him once in passing, calling him annoying but funny now. My hands were shaking as I put her phone back exactly where it was that evening. I casually asked, "So what did you do at the gym today?" She smirked. "Oh, nothing, just cardio." She was lying. I could see it in her eyes. I did not confront her right away. Instead, I decided to gather proof. If Amanda thought I could never do better than her, I was going to show her just how wrong she was. The following week, I asked my buddy Chris, he is 29, works as a private investigator for a law firm, to do me a favor. I told him the situation. He raised an eyebrow and said, "Man, this is textbook. I will get you what you need." 2 days later, Chris handed me a folder. Inside were time-stamped photos. Amanda and Jake walking into a bar at 8:32 p.m. On a Wednesday, Amanda and Jake kissing in the parking lot near her car at 10. Amanda and Jake going into Jake's apartment building at 11:06 p.m. My stomach twisted, seeing it, but at the same time, I felt a strange calm. I had proof. I did not tell her right away. Instead, I played along, acting normal. On Friday night around 7:22 p.m. Amanda came over with a bottle of wine. She curled up next to me on the couch, smiling like nothing was wrong. She leaned in and whispered, "You know, I really am the best thing in your life." I smiled back, but in my head I thought not for long. The next day I started my quiet revenge. Step 1. Finances. Amanda had borrowed $200 from me 6 months ago to cover car repairs. She promised she would pay me back, but never did. I asked casually, "Hey, any update on that money you owe me?" She rolled her eyes. "Oh my God, are you seriously bringing that up again? It is just money, you know. I will pay you back eventually." I nodded but made a note I was not letting hide. Step 2. My apartment lease. Amanda had been pushing for us to move in together permanently, even hinting at me adding her name to the lease. I told her, "Let us wait until the renewal in June." She seemed annoyed but agreed. What she did not know was that I had already told my landlord I was not adding anyone else. The final step came 2 weeks later, at 6:15 p.m. On a Tuesday. Amanda texted me, "Going out with the girls tonight. Do not wait up." Chris texted me, 5 minutes later, she is with Jake again. That was it. I printed out every photo, every receipt, every screenshot of her messages. I put them in a neat folder, then I waited. The confrontation happened on a Saturday afternoon, 2:37 p.m. At my apartment, Amanda showed up with iced coffees, acting cheerful. Babe, I got your favorite caramel one. I took it, set it on the table, and handed her the folder. Open it. She frowned. What is this? Just open it. Flipped through the photos, her face going pale. She slammed the folder shut. Are you kidding me? You had me followed. I looked her dead in the eyes. You told me I would never find better than you. Turns out, I do not need to. You are not even loyal. Amanda's voice rose. That does not mean anything, Jake. Jake's just the guy you have been cheating with for months. I cut in. I have got dates, times, photos. Do not bother denying it. She stood up, pacing. You do not understand. I understand perfectly, I said calmly. We are done, and you still owe me 200. I will be sending you a written request for payment. If you ignore it, I will take you to small claims court. Amanda's jaw dropped. You would not try me for the first time in our relationship. Amanda looked rattled. She grabbed her purse, muttered something under her breath, and stormed out. I sat there sipping the iced coffee she brought, feeling oddly peaceful. But this was not the end, because 2 days later at exactly 11:12 a.m., I got a text from Jake. It read, "Man, we need to talk. Amanda has been lying to both of us." The text from Jake hit me like a truck. Amanda has been lying to both of us. I stared at it for a solid minute, wondering if this was some kind of trap. Why would Jake, the guy she was cheating on me with, reach out to me at 11:15 a.m.? I typed back, "What do you mean?" 3 dots appeared. Then a long message came through. "Look, I thought you should know. She told me you guys had broken up months ago. She said you were just roommates, that you were obsessed with her and would not let her move on. I only found out the truth when she slipped up last night. Man, I would not have touched her if I knew she was still with you." I felt my jaw clench. Not only was Amanda cheating, but she was playing both sides with different lies. "Can we?" Jake added. "I will show you what she has been telling me." At first I did not want to, but curiosity got the better of me. At 6:00 p.m. that evening I met him at a coffee shop on High Street. He was already there, scrolling through his phone. He looked up when I walked in and nodded. "Man, I am sorry," Jake said, pushing his phone toward me. "Read this." I scrolled through dozens of texts from Amanda. She had been feeding him the same lines she had told me, how she was the best thing in his life, how he would never find anyone like her, how she was sacrificing so much to be with him. But mixed in were darker things. She told Jake I was controlling, cheap, even emotionally abusive lies. Straight up lies. At 6:14 p.m., my hands were trembling as I handed the phone back. She told me the same thing, word for word. "You will never find better than me." Jake shook his head. "She is playing us both. I am done with her. Thought should know." We parted ways. But as I walked back to my car, I realized something. Amanda was not just selfish. She was manipulative. She wanted control, to pit people against each other, to keep the upper hand. 2 days later, Amanda showed up at my apartment again, 8:27 p.m., knocking on the door like nothing had happened. I opened it halfway. She smiled. "Babe, can we talk?" I did not let her in. "We are done, Amanda. You lied to me. You lied to Jake." "I have got nothing else to say." Her face twisted. "You have been talking to Jake." "Yeah," I said flatly. "Turns out we both know the truth now." Amanda's voice went cold. "You are making a mistake. I am the best thing that ever happened to you." I laughed. "If that is true, then I will gladly settle for worse," and I shut the door in her face. But she did not stop for the next 2 weeks. She bombarded me with messages at 1:03 a.m. "On a Thursday you are going to regret this. At 10 on a Saturday nobody else will put up with you. At 7:22 a.m. on a Monday, you owe me another chance." I ignored every single one. Then came the financial angle. "Remember that 200? I sent her a formal repayment request through certified mail with copies of our Venmo transactions, showing the loan within 3 days. She called me furious. "This is ridiculous." She snapped over the phone. "You are seriously taking me to court over money?" "Yes," I said calmly. "It is my money. Pay me back or I will file." "You are pathetic," she hissed, and hung up. On March 12th, I filed in small claims court. The hearing was scheduled for April 4th, 9:00 a.m., Franklin County Courthouse. Amanda actually showed up wearing a tight black dress. and trying to look sympathetic. The judge asked for evidence. I handed over the Venmo records, screenshots of our text messages, where she admitted she would pay me back soon, and even the certified letter. Amanda's defense. It was a gift. The judge raised an eyebrow. A gift with multiple written requests for repayment. Amanda stammered. Well, I thought judgment for the plaintiff. The judge said 1,200 plus filing fees. I walked out with a small smile. Justice, at least financially, was served. But Amanda was not done. On April 18th, at 6:45 p.m., Chris called me. Hey man, just a heads up. I saw Amanda downtown with some guy. She was telling him you were stalking her, said you hired me to spy on her because you were obsessed. I groaned. Of course she did. Chris chuckled. Do not worry, I recorded her. Want me to send it over? Absolutely. The audio file came through minutes later. Amanda's voice was clear. He cannot let me go. He even hired some investigator to follow me around. He is obsessed with me. He will never find anyone better. Hearing her use that line again made my skin crawl, but this time I was not hurt, was disgusted. I called a lawyer friend, Melissa, 31, who I had gone to college with. I asked her if Amanda spreading lies about me counted as defamation. She said if it damages your reputation, yes, especially if you have got recordings. I did not sue, but I drafted a cease and desist letter with Melissa's help, sent it straight to Amanda's new apartment. The next week Amanda tried one last stunt at 9:12 p.m. On a Friday she texted, "Fine, if you do not take me back, I will tell everyone you hit me." My heart stopped. That was crossing the line. I immediately replied, "I am recording this conversation. False accusations are a crime. If you try it, I will press charges." She never responded. After that silence for the first time in months, my phone was quiet. Fast forward to now, 6 months later. I am single, but I feel lighter than ever. I joined a local hiking group, reconnected with old friends, and even started dating casually. Again, every time I think about Amanda's smug smile that night, "You will never find better than me," I actually laugh, because here's the truth. I already have better peace, better friends, better life. And Amanda, last I heard through a mutual acquaintance, Jake dumped her too. Apparently she tried the same "you will never find better" line on him, and he walked away laughing. It is funny for someone who thought she was irreplaceable. She has been replaced pretty quickly by everyone. Thanks to everyone on here who followed along with this mess. Writing it all out has been therapeutic. And Amanda ever stumbles across this PS, "You were wrong. I found better." The moment I found myself again. A few people asked about the small claims. Money. Yes, I got it. Court-ordered wage garnishment. After she ignored the first notice, every paycheck a chunk goes straight to me until it is paid. Watching that balance go down has been the sweetest closure. For those wondering, I saved everything: texts, recordings, receipts. If she ever tries to come back swinging, I am more than ready. Funny twist: ran into Jake again. Last weekend. At a bar he shook my hand and said, "Guess we both dodged a bullet." We laughed about it for 10 minutes. Honestly, that was the real closure. So yeah, sometimes the best revenge is staying calm, collecting receipts, and letting people expose themselves. Because in the end, Amanda was right about one thing. I will never find better than her. I will always find better than her.